If you are struggling in Black Ops 6 Search and Destroy, you are in the right spot. S&D is one of those game modes where you are either super geeked to play it, or you kind of cringe when it's time to play Search. It is arguably one of the most competitive modes in Call of Duty due to the fact that you have to play your life because you literally only have one life per round. And every single decision you make might make or break the outcome of the game. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get rolling. First things first, let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. Communication. If you're not doing this by now, I don't even know why you're still playing Search, and to a degree, even Call of Duty, especially ranked play. But you should literally be talking damn near all of the time. At the same time though, it is important to exercise those listening skills too. It is easy to kind of just focus on what you are saying and not necessarily listen to what your teammates are saying. This is hard, but you can definitely do both. One thing that does help is trying to get your comms out as quickly as possible, allowing you some breathing room to be able to hear what everyone on your team is saying. Not only should you be letting your teammates know about enemy drops, and when I mean drops, I mean the locations of the enemies, by the way, but you should also be letting your teammates know where you are and what you plan on doing in that moment. And try to be really specific with your callouts. For example, on Skyline, that P4 area can be pretty crazy. So if you know a player is camping in the shower, let them know they are in the shower. If somebody is on top of the sink, let them know they are on top of the sink. That was a bad hill for me to use because that shit sounds zesty as hell. But yes, try to be specific as possible with your team. It will literally work wonders and can make or break the outcome of the game. Next, you're gonna want to get better at corner peeking. But I do want to mention corner slicing at first. Corner slicing in Black Ops 6 is that tactical animation that was added that kind of makes you tilt your weapon as you go around corners. This can be beneficial depending on your play style. I personally do not use this though. I'm not saying don't use it. It does not mess with your aim, but for whatever reason, it makes my brain think that it's messing with my aim, but it actually doesn't. But anyways, corner peeking is a big deal. Too many times folks are just running around corners, tactical sprinting around corners with their guns in the air, and then they get smoked and they kind of wonder why. I see this happen a lot in that P1 vault area. Pump the brakes a bit and iron up, take a peek, and don't even shoot your gun. Literally just try to get intel by peeking and then go from there. This tip is mainly for Search, yes, but it can be beneficial in other game modes and definitely those end game control situations. Next, do not neglect your mini-map. The mini-map holds so much more information than we realize. A lot of the times, especially when you have a teammate on your team who's not in your party, or maybe they just have shit comms. If you take a look at your mini-map, the front of your teammate will kind of highlight on and off, and this is how you know they are shooting their gun. And depending on where they're facing, you can almost assume about where they're shooting. And you can go ahead and make an adjustment accordingly if you're confident enough. Maybe you want to make a flank play, or maybe you want to just go ahead and give them some extra firepower just through a different line of sight. That little piece of intel is a lot of intel, if that makes sense. Not only that, there is a whole lot more intel on your minimap. So again, take advantage of it, but at the same time, don't necessarily fall in love with your minimap. Next, throw nades with a twist. We are all kind of guilty of just throwing our grenades just to throw them. Not only that, concussions and flashbangs as well. And what I mean by this is nade the spot where you think your enemy will be in the super near future. Obviously, things can be a little bit case by case with both semtex and frag grenades. And maybe you want to go ahead and just cook the fuck out of that grenade, well done, and just have it explode in your enemy's face. Again, those two situations are a little bit of a different story, but even still, there has to be some strategy behind where and how you throw your grenade in general. Again, nading the spot, especially with the frag grenade, you kind of just throw the nade there uncooked. You'll be surprised how many times you'll catch an enemy sprinting over that grenade, and then you'll get an elimination. A lot of the times I do that, and I forget that I even threw the damn nade. Semtex grenades, obviously they explode a little bit faster and they are a lot noisier. But if you like to play a little bit slower, maybe those AR players, go ahead and use a frag grenade. And if you are a submachine gun player, I recommend using a semtex so you can just throw it and go. But yes, use your nades strategically, not brainlessly. Next, know when to disengage. If you get shot first, try and get out of that jam. In some situations, if you get shot first, knowing when to disengage is crucial for a few reasons, especially if you're outnumbered or outgunned. It is super important to try to play your life because in S&D, you only have one, as continuing to try to finish a gunfight with low health can result to you being out of the play and the rest of your team being at a disadvantage. Disengagement allows you to live to fight another round or even just another few minutes. and stay effective in being an extra body and having some extra firepower on the map. It also plays a significant role in team strategy, as staying alive means regrouping with your teammates and providing support. And again, that extra firepower, that one is huge in Search and Destroy. With that, definitely keep an eye on your health bar and try not to even think about disengaging until your health bar is back at 100%. Now, if an enemy pushes you, that is a different story. You have to go ahead and shoot your gun. By disengaging too, though, you can avoid giving the enemy team control of any key situation. One thing I like to say is make the enemies play your game. Don't play the enemy's game. You control the tempo, you control the pace. This is part of that. Additionally, disengaging and then returning into the fight can catch your opponents off guard, give you a little bit of a psychological advantage and a tactical edge. So yes, knowing when to disengage helps you maintain your effectiveness and your contribution to your overall team as long as possible. That being said, this is kind of cohesive with disengaging. The bait and switch technique. This is a technique that I like to use where if you and one of your teammates are close together, one of you guys gets into an engagement, but no one ends up eliminated on either end. Before the enemy is able to heal up, you have your teammate that has full health go ahead and clean up that kill while you take cover to heal. This is probably one of my favorite techniques to use in Search and Destroy, and especially in those 1v2 situations. Maybe you're on offense, the bomb is down, it's a 2v1, you and your buddy versus the enemy. In most cases, you should win that if you play it effectively. Now, if you guys are on two separate ends of the map, you're kind of selling that situation right there. Now, I'm not saying sit on top of each other like freaking sitting ducks, because all it'll take is one nade, and if you line up, it'll just take 6 to 7 bullets. But yes, you kind of have that first player play for intel, and once they have the intel, maybe they can go ahead and pepper some shots, and you can either go ahead and take the team shots approach or the bait and switch approach. Needless to say, both of them are pretty damn effective. But yes, if you haven't tried this, try it, you might surprise yourself. And next, be aware of how much noise you are making. Yes, Ninja is in Black Ops 6, footstep dampening is a thing, but some of you guys move way too much. The YY triangle shit, the weapon swapping, the sliding, the jumping, the enemies can still hear you. Now, I'm not saying you have to duck walk around the map like it's Modern Warfare 19 or Modern Warfare 2, but I promise you are way more audible than you think. PC players are paying for sound EQ. Some people might just have a crazy audio mix one way or another, and there's actually a system you can pay for in Black Ops 6 where you can eliminate all background noise damn near in the map, allowing you to hear enemy movements even better. I personally don't recommend this. It is quite literally pay to win, and I'm not a fan of that. But what I'm getting at here is the enemies can hear you. Just because you have Ninja doesn't mean you are completely quiet. While we are talking about audio though, it's been a while since I plugged my guys over at Waves Customs. If you are looking for a different gaming experience in the audio department that you only have to pay for one time, and these will last you for a long time, check out my guys over at Waves Customs. You'd be surprised what you can hear in-game with these in-ear headphones. You get these fitted by 3D scanning your ears just with your smartphone, both iPhone and Android, and they will come molded just for your ears only, so nobody else will be able to use these but you. You can get these in almost any color of the color wheel, and you can get almost any aesthetic printed on them. Maybe you're a content creator and you want your logo printed on them, your favorite anime character printed on them. Whatever the case is, Waves has you covered as far as aesthetics and most definitely audio. Check these guys out. It'll be the first link down in the description, and use code NERV7 NRVS7 for 10% off any purchase at checkout. If you guys have any more search and destroy tips and tricks for public matches, rank play, whatever the case is, do not hesitate to drop your tips and tricks down below. And if you dug the video, here's 2 more that YouTube thinks you might like. And if you really dug the video, consider subscribing. It'd be dope to have you as a part of the squad. Catch you all in the next one.